Okay, there's few times in film when I'm watching movies where I get a sense of escape, where I'm watching a scene play out and I forget that I'm watching a movie. I'm just totally encapsulated and involved in the scene and what I'm seeing on the screen. And that doesn't happen often. It really does not. And it happened today. Wonder Woman, guys, is directed by Patty Jenkins and stars Gal Gadot and Chris Pine. Gal Gadot. I just died on your arms tonight. Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about Wonder Woman. Now, after waiting almost 70 years to see Wonder Woman on the big screen, we finally get her in all her glory. And man, if I come off a little speechless on this review, it's because I am. I was not ready for what I saw. And let's face it, we are oversaturated with superhero films, right? There's one every other month practically during the summer. But there's very few that really grab me. And when I mean grab me, it's like I'm witnessing something that is truly amazing and they have me. I forget I'm watching a film. I'm just seeing a character become who they are, what they were born to be, and they become that person. And that's that feeling that I had watching Wonder Woman today. It was kind of reminiscent of the goosebumps I felt when Neo finally realized he was the one in the Matrix. If anybody who loves the Matrix, you know what I'm talking about. So that's kind of the feeling I got watching Wonder Woman today. My God, man, what an amazing movie. I'm glad this is DC's home run. They needed one. I mean, let's face it, they get a lot of ridicule when people compare them to Marvel. And it's really unfair. They shouldn't be, because it's two different tones. And I've explained that in my Batman v Superman review last year. But Wonder Woman brings a fresh air to the DC universe that's refreshing. And I loved it. It had a great humor. And if you really break it down, it's two fish out of water stories. You have Chris Pine, who, at the beginning of the film, he's kind of alien to this whole world, this island, what's going on. And then when Gal Gadot goes and leaves with him to London, she's also the fish out of water. So I love the comedic back and forth with these two, just seeing the world in a whole new, brand new set of eyes that they didn't know existed. And just seeing that chemistry between them. That's another great thing. Chris Pine and Gal Gadot. I just died on your arms tonight. They had great chemistry on the screen. I loved it. There's little moments within the film where there's no special effects. There's no over-the-top score. It's just them talking. And I loved it. There's a scene on a boat, and then and this is not a spoiler, but there's just a dancing scene. And I love that. I just love the characters discovering who they are and talking and just playing off each other. It was an amazing combo. And again, without Chris Pine, I don't think the film would have been as great. But casting them two and pairing them up together like that was a wonderful, wonderful idea. So great job on that. And for those of us in the 90s when comic book movies were really starting to come about with Spawn and the Batman films, I remember there was talks about a Wonder Woman film, and I was really excited about this back in the mid-90s with my Wizard comics. And and we always read that it was too complex of an origin story to tell. And that was really the main holdback. And I got to hand it to Alan Heinberg and Zack Snyder for telling a very complex story in an effective way in this film. There's a way, I'm not going to give anything away, but there's a exposition scene of telling the story of Wonder Woman and where she came from. And I really liked the way it was handled. It was very original, very beautiful as well. And it didn't, at no point did the viewer or myself feel like overwhelmed with knowledge or like, hey, this is too much. It was told in segments in a beautiful way. And I really got to hand it to the writers for doing that. So I applaud you guys. Rock freaking roll. Now the visuals were amazing too. The visuals, oh, Gal Gadot. I just died on your arms tonight. Yeah, the visuals were amazing. Now there's one, if I'm going to be nitpicky about this, is that and I bet Zack Snyder had a say in this, believe it or not, because if you saw some of the fight scenes, some of them were reminiscent of 300, where it's fast speed, slow down for the slow motion scene, and then speed it up again, which is fine. One or two times is good enough for me, but there was a lot of that in the film. But I didn't mind it, seeing Gal Gadot in slow motion in the air. Gal Gadot. Okay, I got Okay, yeah, I didn't complain that at all, but just the technique of that, I don't know if that was Zack Snyder telling Patty, like, hey, we need more of this, speed it up and then slow it down. It worked in 300, trust me, it'll work. And they just kind of went all crazy with that. I'm not sure if that's the case, but if I'm going to be nitpicky about the film, that's the one nitpick. Now, the last thing I really want to talk about is the story. I was really surprised at who the antagonist was. Now, I've stayed away from the other teaser trailers that have debuted. I've only saw the first teaser trailer for Wonder Woman. I didn't want to see too much because, again, trailers give away too much of the story. So I was really pleased to see who the antagonist was. I wasn't expecting that. I just knew from the trailers there was like some sort of chemical warfare that was going on during World War I. So when I found out what exactly was going on, I was pleasantly surprised in the final battle at the end taking place. So that was really, really good. Visually, oh my God, it was amazing. The last fight scene was, man, one of my top 5 all-time comic book battle scenes. That's got to be on my top 5, I swear. Now, my overall rating for Wonder Woman, guys, honestly, if I were to rate it from 1 to 100, it's going to get a 95. It's a wonderful movie. It's 2.5 hours long, so I have to admit I didn't feel the 2.5 hours at all watching this film. It's a great origin story of a character finding out who she is and what she's supposed to do, discovering a new world, and then there's so much chemistry between her and Chris Pine, like I said earlier. It's funny. It's got enough comedic tones within the film, and there's some also dramatic and serious tones within the film that all balance well. It doesn't get too mushy, it doesn't get too serious. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but then it does. And I gotta hand it to them. It takes care of bringing this wonderful character to the big screen, and I'm very happy that it's out there. I really am. Go see Wonder Woman. It's a wonderful film. If you have daughters, go take them to see Wonder Woman. As a kid, when I saw Chris Reeve take off, fly like Superman, it really made an impact on me, a positive impact on me. So I can imagine, I'm very happy that young girls, teenagers, even women can look and see a superhero movie and see Wonder Woman on the screen and lead in a wonderful way. Be the example of what a hero should be, telling leaders how they should lead and how they should go into battle. She's such a great role model and such a great character. I'm so happy to see her on the screen. Oh, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. I just died on your arms tonight. So go see Wonder Woman, guys. And as always, guys, thank you for watching Rudy's Movie Review, San Antonio's unofficial movie critic. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe, share, and God bless. And live long and prosper, guys. Take care. I just died on your arms tonight. It must have been something you said. I just died